Hello, my name is Lindsay. I'm with Slow Sparkle Studio. Today I'm going to do things a little bit different. I usually do unboxings. This time I wanted to share some of the tools that I've used over the years and what I've found that I like. But everybody is different, so let's go ahead and look over some of these tools. Before we do, if you do like my video, go ahead and hit subscribe, make a comment in the chat of what do you like to use for your tools. I do apologize in advance. My voice keeps going in and out, so hopefully it'll stay for this full video. All right, so when I very first started diamond painting, I got the regular tools, the pens that are kind of like straws. So I'm sure you guys have all seen these pens, the little squishies that come with them. This pen was a little bit different. This one is for the Aurora Borealis, the AB drills, to make it easier to pick up. So these were the ones that I started with. They always hurt my hands, so I started searching for other pens that might work. So I tried this one. I thought it might be easier because it actually has a light at the end. That didn't work for me. I'm sure it does others, but wasn't something that I liked. So I was still searching. And I actually kept using some of these pens until Diamond Art Club came out with a different version. So they came out with, I think this one was the original one. So it had putty in it. Take off that top. It has a plastic tip. You go ahead and unscrew it, pull out the plug to refill it, and there's the putty inside. But with this one, they did find that some people found it was hard to get the putty out. I actually love the putty, so I'm still working with the putty. But I upgraded my pen to one of their special pens, so I'll show you that in a minute. But what you can do is, once the putty is in there, you just twist it. So you twist it a little bit, and it does take a little bit of time and some strength. And I actually bought these silicone thimbles. So I put these on my fingers, which kind of looks funny, but it really helps to twist that pen. So once you get it twisted, as you can kind of see, I'll put it against these, that putty comes out. You don't even have to twist it a lot because that putty is going to keep coming. So as you can see, it's just kind of still coming out. So that was their first one. And then after they came out with that one, they found that the plastic was starting to crack on these. So then they came out with their next version that had a metal tip on it. So that one seems to work really well too. And then they also changed out, back on this other one, they also changed out the putty for clear wax. So now that's how they come, is with the clear wax in there. Same concept though. Once you need some putty, I think these are easier with this. Yeah, so with the putty, if you can see, same concept, comes out the tip, and then you can diamond paint with them, which I'll show you in just a minute with our little diamond painting there. So that was their next version. That one still is what they use today. And then I upgraded some of my tools. So I got this premium version of the Twist and Pick pen. And I put on these egg, I'm not even sure what they're called. Sorry, I cracked mine. But they go on pencils, so they're like an egg grip. I think that's what they are. But if you can tell, this one has metal tip. Same concept though. You unscrew it. You take out the plug when you want to refill it. Put it back in. And then you just have the same concept of turning it a little bit. You don't even have to turn it that much. If it will focus, you can see it's just a tiny little bit at the top. So you don't need very much at all in order to diamond paint with this. I really like the straighteners, so I usually have the straighteners on at least one of my pens. You can see here I did buy a metal one, so they have the metal straighteners too at Diamond Art Club. I think they have them also on Amazon, but I prefer to use the Diamond Art Club pens, so I've been starting to buy some of the metal ones. But either one works. If you buy one like I did on accident that didn't have the spiral in it, I just put some washi tape on the end, wrapped it around a couple times, and stuck it in, and that works just as well. So just as sturdy. So kind of nice. So that's what I use. But again, my egg grips, they are soft and squishy, and they help my fingers. So that's what I use. I also have one where I bought the metal tip for one of their regular pens, so those work as well. So you just put them into the regular white pens, like we saw earlier, those ones, and they work just as well. So they are multifunctional, basically. You can put them in these pens, you can put them in the green pen. I have so many pens. All right, so those work really well. And then I also got this in last year's advent calendar from Diamond Art Club. This one is not a twist and pick pen. This is just a regular pen. So you just dip your tip in the pen. Let's do it really quick for you. So you just push it in there, and then you can kind of tell the tip now has the wax in it, and you just diamond paint as normal. So. But yeah, they even still send out the pink hearts for the wax for those people that prefer that. Some of the other tools that I have found are the tweezers. I really like the tweezers. I actually had been working with the black one for a while. Sorry, I have so many. So I have the black one that I had been working with for a while, and then I saw these pink ones and decided I was going to give these a try. Really like these. I think I use them backwards. I like to pick them up this way, the diamond drills. And so I was doing it like that. I think you can do it this way too. I just haven't really tried that way. It doesn't feel comfortable in my hand. So I turn them backwards and do it that way. These three came in a package together, so the pink, blue, and the black. I haven't really used the blue ones all that much. They're really similar to the black, so I just haven't used it. But this other one I have used a lot. It's got a curve to it, and these are also ceramic ends, I believe. So those are kind of nice too. I also use these backwards, I believe. I don't actually know the right way, but this feels comfortable to me. So you can pretty much do it however you want, which is comfortable for you. So we can play with those in just a minute when I do this with you guys. Tray-wise, I'm sure you guys all recognize this. This is the first one that I got. Very small, kind of flimsy. So I don't use this one as much, but these are a great option if you have a lot of these trays and you like to put all of your drills out in them. So that's one option. Over the years, I've gotten a lot of different trays. So one that was kind of similar, but this one has a spout. Same with these. This one, easier to see, I think, than the clear one. Clear ones, I think, are a little bit harder to see the drills when you're trying to pick them up. So I don't prefer those, but these ones work as well. I think this one is actually the very first one I ever got when I was diamond painting. I still use this one. I love this one. So I use this one a lot. I also use the ones that I got from one of the kits, or many of the kits. That's what comes in them with our kits now. So love these trays as well. I actually, as you can see, have bought the other ones, and I don't usually use my trays like this, but this happened to work for this one. So with this one, you have the lid. I usually pour a full bag in here if it's the whole bag, and then you can just shake it around. And usually I just have the excess on one side and use the drills in there. So that's what I like to do. It also has the stopper. So if you want to pour it back into a bag at the end, or if you just like to use one tray, some people do prefer to use one tray and then pour it back in. You can also do that. So that's one way. These are good at stacking. So let me just take these out really quick so you can see. So they stack very easily. This one also has a lid. I just have it somewhere else for the moment while I have my bags in there, but they stack really easily. You can put the sticker that comes with your diamond kits on here, and then you have a whole stack and just can see what's there. So that is trays. Love these. I've gotten a whole bunch since I do get quite a few of the diamond paintings, but I also have bought some on their own. So you can also buy those on the Diamond Art Club accessories page. So those are really nice. Kits, I have one right here actually. So this is a kit from Diamond Art Club, what their tools come with. So it comes with the bag, you can kind of see that there, the toolkit, the pen, and then inside there is multi-placer, some of the clear wax and some of the pink wax. So that's what comes with every kit. So those are nice. And Diamond Art Club actually just came out with one on their accessories page. It's like 6 of these and then 4 of their smaller trays. I think that's what it is. Something similar. Might have been 5 of the big trays and 4 of the small, something like that. Anyway, so let's go ahead and show you how to use some of these tools if you've never diamond painted before. So I'm just going to go ahead and take off the plastic cover, and let's go ahead and get started with some of these. So I'm going to do the border first. I kind of like to do the border to make sure that everything lines up. These ones are square drills, and all of these that came with this kit are fairy dust. So fairy dust is the one that kind of has a really pretty, I'm not even sure what to call it, but it shimmers more. So I don't know if you can kind of see it. Wait for it to focus, but it has a bit of a shimmer to it. I love these drills. Fairy dust is my favorite. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you've never diamond painted before, any of these tools are going to work for you. So any of them will work. Trying to see if I had any wax in these. I do not. So I'll show you really quick with the ones that come with most kits other than Diamond Art Club. So all you do is you take your pen, you push down into the wax. That allows the pen to have the wax inside. Hopefully it'll focus for us. Doesn't want to. All right, but you can see the wax in there is now pink. So all you're going to do is pick up your drill that you've put in your tray. Let me get it down there a little bit closer so you can see. All right, and you're just going to place it on the number. So pretty easy. So just go through and do a couple of them, and then I'll switch over to one of our other tools. All right, so that's the old pen that still comes with a lot of things. So I'll put that one to the side, and then I'm going to go ahead and use, actually let's use one of the ones that they use now for Diamond Art Club. So it's already got the wax at the tip. I already twisted enough. There's a lot on there, so you can do it like that, but I'll show you what happens when you do. So if you push down onto it, so you've got your drill, but the wax is kind of over the metal tip. So when you put it on, it might pull some of that wax off when you're placing it. So what I like to do is just kind of take it and I kind of just slice it off with my nail. If you don't have nails, You can also just use your tweezers and pinch it off that way. So either way works. It's same concept. You just go and you push it down on your tray and then you place it. And if you don't get it quite right, that's fine. You can just kind of push it around on there. If you can see, some of the wax did come off. So I just kind of scrape that off with my finger. And then go on to the next drill. And just keep placing it. If you find that you're kind of off on your square, totally fine. You just kind of push it around until you get it. Some of the wax came off again, so I'll just kind of scrape it off and go. So hopefully you guys can kind of see that. I know the glare from my little ring thing is in the way, so let me try and adjust it a little bit more. All right, don't know if that worked. There we go. Okay. All right, let me do a couple of these with this pen, and then I will switch again to a different tool. So you just, again, push down on the drill with your pen. It picks up, it sticks to it, and then you place it again. So pretty easy. I find it very relaxing. All right, so that's with just the pen itself. I'm going to go ahead and switch again. Put that back on. And I will show you this way with the putty. Do it with this one just because the tip is easier to see. As you can see, it still came out. Even more came out than when I showed you. So again, you can just pinch it off. And with this one, I'm actually going to put it back on. So I'm going to take that out. Put that down, easier to get to. Pull out the plunger. And I'm just going to put that back in there because since they don't sell it or put it with the kits anymore because they're using the clear, I try and save as much as I can. All right. Put that back in. All right, there's quite a bit at the top, not overflowing, but you can definitely see it's there. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Same concept. You just push down on a drill. It sticks to it, and then you just place it. I'll do that. This one I also like the putty because it has that click, which I find very satisfying. This one I didn't even push down all the way, so it's just kind of hanging there. Still, yeah, it's going to place just fine. So when you put it down, it's just going to click in place. I also go back and I kind of shove it back in again in case there's any there. So just kind of shove that in there. So back in. All right, I am going to put this one away and go back to the one that I like, which is this one, which I forgot to mention on this one. This is another tool. This is a multi-placer. I believe this one is 10, a multi-placer that will pick up 10 at a time. I can show you on some of this because it does actually have a long row here. So with those ones, you've got the multi-placer. I do prefer putty on these as well, so if you can tell, it'll focus. This is putty instead of the pink wax or clear, but I like the putty. So what I'm going to do is I usually use my nails to push these drills around. So I'm just going to make a long line so you can kind of see it's all together. Some people do that. Some people just tap it. And it just kind of slowly shifts down. So then you've got your lines that way. So that's another way to do it. But what I'm going to do is I am taking my pen and I'm going to just kind of roll over it with my multi-placer. So you can kind of see they're all on there. And then I'm going to come over and try and line it up and just rock over it again. So not all of them placed, but most of the majority did. So I'm going to just go ahead and put that one down. If it didn't totally line up straight, no problem. You can just go back through, kind of shift them around. And there you go. They're all in place. Let me get a little bit closer so you can see. Not perfect, but the more you place of these square drills, the more they fit into place, and they're gonna kind of line up for each other. So pretty nice. With the multi-placer, kind of nice that you don't have to do a full one. So with the last ones that are still here, I'm going to just go ahead and grab 5 of them. So using my pen again in the same type of way, and I'm just going to kind of roll over it. So don't have all of them. And then I'm just going to kind of line it back up again and roll over it and place them down. So you can kind of see on this one, I kind of missed a bit, so you can kind of see the squares underneath. I'm just going to push them over. So, oops, too far, not a problem though. All right, so pushing them into place. And there we go. So, a little bit better. Still not perfect, but that is okay because they're going to, like I said, they're going to kind of shift together when you're placing more of them. So I will do that one more time just to show you over here. All right, so kind of pushing down on it, rocking, and then I'll place it on the canvas. All right, so that one kind of went straight. So that's what the multi-placers are for. They do come with the kit, but they're plastic. I do like the metal ones better. Oh, sorry, not view. So I like the metal ones better. I think they do a better job. And you can also get these off the Diamond Art Club or on Amazon with other companies. So those are pretty nice. All right, so like I said, these help my hands. So let me just put that up a little bit, maybe easier to see that. So these are, like I said, 8 grips. I got these on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. You can get about 6 of them for about $6, I believe it was. So really nice. I did have to stretch it out on a different pen first. Otherwise, trying to put these onto the thicker pens doesn't really work because these are really made for pencils. So they're supposed to be skinnier. I kind of stretch them out and then I get them on here. So it takes a little bit of work, but I think well worth it. So let me kind of show you a couple more. All right. So if you just want a single place, which I definitely do, a lot of times, especially with a canvas that's got a lot of confetti in it. And confetti, if you are new to diamond painting, basically means that there's a whole bunch. So like this would be considered confetti because it's a whole bunch of different ones, different colors all grouped together. So not heavy confetti. Heavy confetti would basically be like all these are different symbols and colors, and you're trying to place them all. So these do have some that have color blocking, which is, a block of color. Again, not big blocking, but it does have some. So these are little canvases, so you're not going to have a lot of either. But let's go ahead and try our tweezers. So like I said, I really haven't used this one, but let's go ahead and try it out. So when I use my tweezers, I usually change my trays direction depending on how I want to use it for that one. So you can do it single placing, so you can just pick it up. If you can see, the squares are a lot easier than the round ones to pick up, but you can use them on round too. But same concept, you just pick it up, kind of drop it down. I could just kind of wiggle it into place, make sure it feels sturdy to me. So that's one of the tweezers. That's the straight tweezers. Works really well. All right, so that's that one. Not the one that I prefer, but it definitely does work well. The next one that I like to use is the pink one. And again, I do it backwards. It feels easier to me to pick up. So I just kind of play with the diamonds, make sure they're kind of aligned. I can do 2 at a time. I've tried 3, they don't really work, but 2 you can actually make work. So I'll pick those up. This one I'm just going to kind of adjust my canvas. Sometimes I just kind of drop them down. Doesn't always work perfectly, but once they're on there, I can just kind of manipulate them how I want to. All right. I'll do a couple of those. If you find that it's starting to stick to the drills are sticking to your tweezers, it could be that you've got some residual stuff on there. So, like I said, I use putty a lot, so sometimes the putty gets onto the canvas and I'll use the tweezers to pick it off. Sometimes I just put it on my clothes, so I just kind of wipe them off. And just do that a couple of times, and that usually works. Probably not great for my clothes, but it's an easy way to do it. So do a couple more of those and place those. All right. Then the last one I wanted to show you guys was these ceramic tip ones. I do really like these ones. I think they're also easier on my hands. So same concept. You can do 1 at a time if you want to. These ones took me a little bit longer to get used to, but I do actually like these ones a lot. Same thing, you can also do double if the drills cooperate. Drills don't always cooperate, but most of the time they do. So you can do sometimes 2 at a time. And I don't know why I've just always kind of done this. I kind of try to squish them into the glue. This is pour glue on a lot of these. With Diamond Art Club, I think they only do pour painting or pour glue on their paintings. But I kind of squish them down in there just to make sure that they're sticking. Like I said, doesn't always cooperate with me, but definitely try and push them down into the glue. And sometimes when you're doing your diamond painting, you've got a whole bunch of drills on the canvas. Sometimes you can see if some of them are popped up, and you can go back and push them down again. Things have not been cooperating for me today, so not completely working for me, but that is okay. That is apparently my theme today. Things aren't working. So I can't push it down as like I've been doing usually, but that's fine. All right, so I think that is all the tools that I have to show you guys today. If you enjoyed my video, I'd really appreciate if you hit subscribe or like. Leave a comment. What kind of tools do you like to use? What trays are you using? What kind of pens do you like to use? Do you like tweezers? Anyway, let me know. I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching my Slow Sparkle Studio video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.